subject titled The Secret. The Secret.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, like I know, anytime someone tells a secret, they normally whisper. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
They look around to make sure ain't nobody watching.
Yes, sir.
I can really say something real quick. If you read this book or seen this video, I can really tell you the secret about the secret if you wanted to. We can go home real quick. The secret is they got everything from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and they gave white people the credit for it. That's the secret. But we're going to prove it before the day is out. A secret is when something is kept from the knowledge of any but the initiated or the privileged.
Come on.
A secret is whenever knowledge is limited to persons that are authorized to use information from documents or etc. When you look at this language, knowledge that is kept from those who have been initiated or are privileged, or in the last definition, authorized. Well, when you look at the process of an initiation says you're supposed to go through something.
Yes, sir.
In order to get to a level where you are qualified as worthy of possession of such knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Brother Reggie mentioned earlier that whenever you look at electricity is likened unto the Spirit of God.
Yes, sir.
The Spirit of God functions under the same logic of electrical energy. When electrical energy is going to be transmitted, it has to find the proper conduit to conduct itself through.
Yes, sir.
There are grades of conduit.
Yes, sir.
Each one of them being more qualified than the other to transmit the great power of electricity.
Yes, sir.
Even though you find copper used in all houses and buildings, it's not the best conductor.
That's right.
Silver is better than copper and gold is better than silver.
Yes, sir.
But since gold is too expensive, they use copper as the transmitter or the conduit for electrical energy.
That's right.
Well, what constitutes copper or silver being better than copper and gold being better than silver is the ability of this metal to withstand a certain degree of heat intensity. And by way of gold being able to take more heat without breaking down, then it's more qualified to transmit electricity. Well, something had to happen in the earth as an initiation process to qualify these metals to be transmitters of this great energy called electricity. So in the earth, through the process of heat and pressure being applied to various forms of rock, rock was converted into copper or metal, rock was converted into a metal silver, or rock was converted into gold.
Come on.
Y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
But as this initiation process was taking place, it set the foundation for this object of gold to be considered authorized and in a state where it is more privileged to transmit the power of electricity through it. Likewise, the electricity is more powerful than the gold, silver, and the copper. Therefore, it's only able to transmit this power for a certain amount of time. At the end of the erosion of this metal, then there has to be the connection of this energy to another form of metal. A new form of metal by which the currency can continue to remain in existence.
Come on with it, Muhammad.
Y'all with it?
Yes, sir.
Spirit of God and electricity follow the same logic, because just like copper, just like silver, just like gold are three metals. But gold being a metal that place in the future.
Go ahead.
Whenever this group of people gather their collective mind, they engage in the transmitting of history before things come into place. As time begins to move on, and they see that an aspect of what they came up with needs to be fulfilled,
Come on now.
recorded in something called the Mother Book,
Yes, sir.
recorded in something called the Nations Book,
Yes, sir.
recorded in what the lessons call our Quran. This book that we read that is only 114 chapters is not our Quran.
Go ahead.
It is the Holy Quran.
Yes, sir.